Hi, ladies. Welcome to our Makeup Masterclass number 2. Today is all about flawless foundation and how to correct and conceal those pesky dark circles and any kind of imperfections we just don't want to see on our face. So I am super excited to be here with you tonight. My name is Sarah Mandracina, and I am a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I am celebrating 20 years in business this month. So welcome to all of you, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us tonight. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to educate you tonight on the foundations and how to choose foundation. I'm going to keep it to 30 minutes, and all of your comments and questions get entered into a drawing. And tonight, my drawing giveaway is going to be a jar of our translucent powder and our under eye corrector. So that is the giveaway for tonight. So I know all of you are going to want to win this prize. So go ahead and make sure you make comments so I know that you're here. And of course, if you have any questions, you're welcome to drop your questions below. I may not see them all live, but if you do have questions, I will go back and address them later for sure. So that way I can make sure everything is addressed. So let's just jump right in. Okay. So I'm going to screen share. I'm going to add this to the stream, and I'm going to make sure it's bigger this week. If you can't see it, let me know. So we're going to be talking about flawless foundations this week. And I'm super excited about this topic because Mary Kay has the best foundations. If you've never tried it, you're going to be in for a treat. And I have been wearing Mary Kay skincare and foundations since I was 14 years old. So I've literally grown up on the product and the makeup, and I have always loved our foundations, and they just keep getting better. So what I'm going to kind of go over tonight is a couple ideas of how to choose your foundation, what foundation is best for you, and how do you know when you want certain foundations or all foundations? Because guess what? You may want all of them at certain times of your life or certain times of your day or evening or weekend. So we're going to kind of break all that down tonight. Okay, what I'm going to talk about first is prepping your skin. So I'm here live with no makeup on. I only have my eyebrows and some mascara on. So I came here barefaced for you so I can show you exactly how to prep your skin and why you want to prep your skin. So if you see in this picture right here, I'm going to try to make this a little bigger for you. Let's see if I can do that. If I can make this a little bigger. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to prep my skin with my foundation primer. Okay. And if you've never used our foundation primer, let me just tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to use my fingers for this just for ease. I usually use our blending brush, which looks like this. This is another tool you can use to apply it with. It basically is a lightweight gel that has SPF 15 in it. And what it does is it protects your skin and it acts as a magnet for your foundation. So if you want additional all day coverage and you want to make sure your foundation looks flawless all day long and you want blendability and you want a smooth, silky face, this product is for you. Think of foundation as part of your skincare routine. Mary Kay is a skincare-based company, and because we're a skincare-based company, our makeup is skincare-like. And what that means is it's buildable, it's blendable, it's extremely lightweight on the skin. You don't feel like you have it there. I can wear 3 or 4 foundations and it will never look like I have 3 or 4 foundations compared to other brands out there. So what's one of the things I love so much is how lightweight it feels on your skin. So we really do have something for everybody and everybody's needs. So I put the foundation primer all over my skin, and this feels like satin. It feels like a silky gel, smooth face. I jokingly tell people when I sit down with people that it makes you feel like you have a fresh new little baby's tush face because it's so soft and smooth, like a newborn tush. So that's how I love to explain that product. That's how soft it makes your skin feel. But more importantly, it's acting as a barrier because I cleanse my skin. I prepped my skin. You always want to start your makeup with clean skin because guess what, ladies? You cannot have your makeup game will never be a 10 if your skincare game is only a 2. And that is just 100% the truth. And if you've ever seen somebody where you can see the makeup on their skin, it's very probable they do not have a very good skincare routine because it does not prep the canvas, just like a painter. Think about a painter. When a painter comes into your home to paint your walls, they prep the canvas, they prep the wall, they put primer on it, right? They put primer on your walls. If your walls deserve primer, so does your beautiful face. So what I also love about primer is that it acts as, it minimizes your pores. It also has some light reflectors in it that give you a luminosity. And if you have large pores, one of the things I love so much about this product is if some people have large pores through this area, like my pores are getting a little larger through here. So one of the things you can do is you can apply the product in every direction, and you'll make sure your pores are completely filled in, and it will minimize the appearance of your pores even more. So I love that little trick with the foundation primer. So I always talk to people about the primer too, because I recommend using foundation daily, because foundation is essential part of your skincare. Foundation is basically, think of your foundation as the last and final step to having perfect skin. And what that means is when you wash your face, you've cleansed all the dirt and oils off your face, you've moisturized it, you've hydrated it, so your skin is feeling perfect and plump and ready to go. And then you walk out into the environment, and the environment is full of pollution, environmental things floating in the air, and that all gets into your skin. So think about your car. You leave your car parking outside, and you wake up the next morning or for several days, you see a lot of filth on your car, and it builds and it builds and it builds. The same things that you see on your car is the same things that are getting into your skin. Now, thankfully, we are washing our face every night before we go to bed, and we're not seeing it build up on our skin like our car. So I want to encourage you to make sure you always are cleansing your skin. But I want you to think of your foundation as that protective layer between your clean skin and the environment. So this is basically your science class for today, right? So here is your pores, and you've cleansed your pores and you've cleansed the top layer of your skin. Your foundation and primer are going to sit on top of it, and it's going to keep it protected from all the environmental damage in the environment. And what does that mean? It means anti-aging, because did you know that 85% of our aging comes from what we do to ourselves? The environment, our health, our weight, what we ingest, smoking, what if we go to the gym, if we don't go to the gym. So only a very small percentage is actually coming from our genes. So that's a really great tip to keep in mind when it comes to taking care of your skin and protecting it with your foundation. So let's talk about different types of foundation. Now that we've covered a foundation primer, you can see right here in the picture, where it shows on the picture of the orange, that's a picture of no primer versus with primer. And what I love about that picture is that you can see with the primer, it basically makes your face a smooth canvas, a smooth and prepped canvas for your makeup, so that your makeup goes on seamless and blends seamless as well as stay on. Okay, so that's what it does for your skin. I'm going to go ahead and screen share my next slide with you. And I'm going to, one second. Okay, let's see here. Okay. One second. I need to move that. Add to the stream. Okay, let me roll this down here so you can see more. Let's talk about finding the correct tools to use with your foundation. Okay, so the correct tools are really essential in prepping your skin for foundation use. Mary Kay has several. Okay, I'm going to kind of go over them for you. The first one is our blending sponge. I don't talk about this one very often, but I want to show this to you. Hopefully you can see the difference here. Hold on, camera's here. Okay, so this sponge right here, the same sponge is wet. This one is dry. Can you see the difference in size? So this one is almost double the size of the one that's dry. And I'm showing that to you because when you use your blending sponges, they should be wet. Like literally put it under the running water and saturate it with water. You need to be wet because the product is designed to be used wet. And this is a very different sponge than the other ones on the market. It's amazing. So I'm going to show you how to apply makeup using the sponge and why. So first of all, the sponge is great if you want a lightweight coverage. And I'm going to show you a little demo here. I'm going to show you on the back of a mirror. I'm going to apply my foundation with the sponge on this mirror, and think of the sponge as a lighter application. Option for your foundation. Because guess what? Sometimes you want different options of types, not only types of coverage, but you want different options of how much coverage you have, right? So not only the type, but how much coverage. So I put this on there on the back of my mirror. There you go. You can see that. And what I'm going to do, I lost my screen share. So let me put this back here. Sorry about that. Okay, so I have the foundation in the back of my mirror with the blending sponge. Now I'm going to apply the same foundation with our Mary Kay liquid foundation brush. This is my go-to brush. I probably love this brush the most. I find it really easy to use. So even if you're not a big makeup wearer, or maybe you're intimidated to start doing this type of stuff, I find that this brush is just one of those things that everybody can use, and it's super easy, and you won't have any issues with blending with it. So then right here, you can see on there that gave a little bit more coverage. So this is more of a medium coverage with the foundation liquid brush. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the same foundation. I need to get more of it on the back of my hand here. With the blending sponge. And the blending sponge is newer to our collection. And it looks like, I'm sorry, the blending brush, not sponge. And you can see, actually, this is very fine, tight bristles. It looks like a sponge, but it's actually bristles. So what I love about this product is it gives you an airbrush look to your foundation. And it just gives you a fuller coverage. So if you want fuller coverage out of your foundation, this will do it. So here is the brush on the mirror. So you can see all three options. So the bottom is the blending sponge. The middle is the liquid foundation brush. And the top is the blending brush, that I just showed you. And that's the newest one to the collection. So those are the three tools we have in Mary Kay to help you with blending your foundation and applying your foundation. And there's lots of reasons why you want to use a brush. One is to keep your fingers off your face. 2 is blendability. And 3 is flawless finish. And that's what our class is all about tonight, is getting a flawless finish. So I thought it'd be really great to show you our different types of foundation and what type of foundation might be best for you. So let's first talk about undertones and color. So how do you find your best match? You find your best match by first figuring out your undertone. So we're going to first watch a quick video. Let me take this down before we talk about, actually, let's discuss this first. So we're going to find our match by, first you're going to determine what tone is your skin. Are you ivory? Are you beige? Or are you bronze? Now, if you look at the celebrities on this photograph, you'll notice that that's a very dramatic difference between the skin tones. And, one of the things that's sometimes hard for people to determine is what skin tone they are, because you may look at me right now and think, oh, she's definitely ivory. But in actuality, I'm right now a very, very light beige undertone, okay? And I am fair, but I am a light beige. So there is in betweens all of these tones as well. But Oprah Winfrey, of course, she's a bronze undertone. It's very apparent. But let's also talk right below them. Are you cool, neutral, or warm? And what does that mean? So a cool, neutral, or warm, what that means is the cool undertone, for example. You can look at her picture and she's got that strawberry blondish hair and she's fair skinned. She's definitely ivory. She most likely is the same skin color all year round. She most likely burns really easily if she goes into the sun, and it probably does never turn a tan on her. She goes right back to her normal skin color after she peels. So she's more of a burn. If you look at the neutral undertone celebrity in the middle, she probably can go in the sun and she will get a tan. She might burn a little bit, but it will turn to tan and her skin will hold on to that color. It may not be a ton of color, or it could be a ton of color, but her skin will basically, if she burns, it will turn to tan, and her skin tone does change most likely from season to season. And then the warm undertone, she's the luckiest girl of them all, I think, because she can go in the sun and she gets darker, but she doesn't burn. And I'm jealous of all of those skin tones because I feel like warmer skin tones always look healthy. And that's why I'm always putting on sunless tanner to make myself look warmer. So that's just the basic gist of your tone and your undertone of your skin. And if you don't really know what tone or undertone of your skin is, You can talk to your Mary Kay beauty consultant and she can certainly help you determine that. But what's great is we have a couple options to help you. But first, I want to show you a quick video on our foundations so you can see a little bit more. Let's see here. Stop screen share. Okay. So you can see a little bit more on what they are. This is okay. So that is our Mary Kay 3D foundation that we have been using now for a while. It's a newer foundation to our line. It's my personal favorite. So let's talk a little bit about the different options. The first option we have is our Mary Kay CC cream. And this is a great option if you want something that's lightweight. This has SPF 15 in it. It has a beautiful luminosity to it. It is oil-free. And it gives a little bit of a lighter coverage. It kind of feels like a tinted moisturizer on your skin. Now, while that video was playing, what I did with this is I put the CC cream on half my face. I put it on this half of my face so you could see that. Hopefully you can see that. And what it does is I use the blending sponge to show you it's a light coverage. And the reason I did that was because I want to show you how Mary Kay's foundations are buildable if you so choose that you need a buildable foundation. So I am going to now show you the 3D foundation. And what I love about the 3D foundation is, just like Dr. Lucy said, was it is 12 hours, it's lightweight, it's buildable. I personally use the matte coverage and I don't really want any extra shine to my skin. I have a little bit of a combination to my skin, so I choose to use the matte coverage. If you are drier skin typed, you may want to try the luminous because it's going to add a little bit more moisturization, like Dr. Lucy had said in the video. I'm going to now switch gears and I'm going to use my Mary Kay liquid foundation brush to show you. And I'm going to apply this on this half of my face. I'm actually going to do my whole face. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I want to show you that you can actually, because this is a masterclass, you can actually apply the CC cream first, a very light coat of the CC cream first if you want. And that is great because it really helps with the red undertones. I have rosacea and it really helps with my red undertone. And if you want more coverage, it's a great way to add more coverage to your skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply the matte coverage. The matte coverage is on this side of my face. And then on this side of my face is going to be the CC cream as well as the 3D matte coverage. And what I love is that you never feel that you have double the foundation on. I personally feel like the 3D foundation to me, it feels even lighter on my skin than the CC cream. So that's just something I personally feel like works best for me because I love the way it feels so much. And I love how light it is. And if I need more coverage, if you see, I'm letting the brush do the work for me. If I need more coverage ever, all I have to do is let it dry for a couple seconds and add more coverage. I can do that by either switching brushes to the blending brush and adding more coverage with the blending brush because I have rosacea through here. So sometimes I'll go on top of this area right here and just add a little extra foundation to help tone down the flushed skin. I'm noticing I'm getting more rosacea breakouts because I'm in the gym and I'm wearing face masks. And so all that hot air is making me break out. And then that just causes it to get more red and flush and causes the rosacea to pop out. So sometimes I need more coverage through here. So you can see how all of these tools, number one, is very versatile. So having the right tools in your toolkit is very helpful, whether you're using the blending sponge, the Mary Kay liquid foundation brush, or the new Mary Kay blending brush. They are all options. And what's great about the options is not only are the tools options, you may have one of each in your collection, and you may pick up one versus the other depending on what you need. Just like shoes. How many different pairs of shoes do you have? You have flip-flops, you have sneakers, you have closed-toed shoes, you have flats, you have heels, you have boots, you have skinny heels, you have thicker heels, you have the trendy shoes. So you use those shoes for all different reasons, occasions, outfits, whatever it may be. Same thing with your foundation. You may select the CC cream because you're going to on a walk with your friends outside. You want a little SPF coverage and you want a little bit of protection, but you may choose the 3D foundation because you have a Zoom call today and you want to make sure you're looking picture perfect. But what I want to get the point through to you is it doesn't matter what you choose. They're all the options are awesome. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the third foundation option that I want to share with you. Let me go ahead and I'm going to screen share again. I'm going to give you my little diagram here on my little PDF file. So we talked about the tones. And we talked about the 3D foundation and how it's, you look younger. It has our encapsulated resveratrol. It has our vitamin B3 complex in it and our anti-aging peptides. And then we talked about our different types. Now, the other type we have not talked about yet is, let me show this to you. Let me make myself smaller so you can see. There we go. So what I love about is that, wrong one. There we go. Okay. So what I love about this is that the CC cream, as I discussed, is lightweight, very much like a tinted moisturizer type feel. It gives SPF 15 coverage as well and covers imperfections, helps reduce redness. And then the other two options that I haven't covered yet is the mineral powder foundation and the cream to powder foundation. And these two are additional foundation options. So the mineral powder foundation, I can apply this right over top of what I have on right now if I want more coverage or I just want a little bit more, I want more matte to my skin. You can also use this by itself. You would use it with the mineral powder brush because the tool is very important. And you apply it in a circular motion on your skin like this to push it into the skin. What I love about our mineral powder foundation is that it's very different than other ones you may have tried. It's milled 7 times, which means it's very lightweight and airy, and it will not sit in your Y's areas. You know what we're talking about, ladies. Those areas that are getting a little bit different textures to the skin that you don't want to see any buildup of product. This will not do that. It actually helps buff away some of those imperfections. It's one of my favorite products. And I love it because you can touch up with it too. It is able to be used alone. or over top of any of our foundations. And then the final foundation option I want to show you before we move on to our correcting concealing is our cream to powder foundation. This is in one of our compacts, and you can see right here I have my little sponge. It comes with a little sponge, and you can apply this with the sponge. You can apply it over your foundation if you want to in just certain spots. I also love using this as a concealer. It's a really great to-go concealer. If you want to keep this in your purse or something and you just want something to touch up with, it's also a really great product for concealing. So if you have age spots right here or anything you're trying to hide, and maybe you don't have your concealer with you, it's a great option. This product will give you a very long wearing matte wear. It's very full coverage without looking full coverage. It goes on creamy but turns to a powdery finish. And I find it great for people with anything from combination to oily, normal to combination to oily skin. If you're dry skinned, I don't find it's the best choice for you, but it doesn't mean you can't use it. I just think you will personally end up loving the luminous coverage more because of the moisture it provides for your skin. So before we close out the evening tonight, I also want to talk about concealing and covering those pesky dark circles. And I hope you can see my dark circles in this camera. If you can't, trust me, they're there. And you know, I think dark circles are one of those things that I personally hear about the most of how do I fix them? What do I do? How do I make myself look less tired? So let me go ahead and show you my next little slide here. One of the things we can do is when it comes to correcting and concealing, using a corrector is essential. And the tool that you use is also really important. And this is our Mary Kay cream color brush. And you know, when I talk about all these tools, I talk about them because they really make an application difference in your makeup. And you're in the masterclass. So I know all of you are trying to step up your makeup game, right? So using tools, I promise you, you'll never regret them. And they're really affordable, which I love so much. So make sure you reach out to your Mary Kay gal, and she will certainly help you understand which tools are best for you and why. So what I'm doing is I'm using our Mary Kay Under Eye Corrector. This is probably my favorite makeup product ever. And the reason why is I jokingly call this product coffee in a jar. And the reason why I call this coffee in a jar is because it makes me look like I have my coffee in the morning, even if I haven't. And you'll notice what I'm doing. I'm just adding some dots around my eyes. And I'm going to take my cream color brush and I'm going to blend this from the inner corner of my nose, blending it out, okay? I'm gonna go all the way under here and blend it out. I'm also neutralizing my lids and in the inner bridge of my nose and eye. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have a lot of blue veins on my lids. So if you see a lot of purple blue veins on your lids too, you're gonna love doing it this way. I promise you, if you're not concealing your eyelids, and then applying your makeup, when you start doing that, your makeup's going to look 10 times better because it's going to make your eyes pop and you won't have the conflict of colors underneath your eye makeup fighting for attention. So this is going to neutralize that. So the Under Eye Corrector is a peachy undertoned product, and it's going to control and correct the blue undertones in your skin. So most dark circles are bluish. And so if you have bluish undertone circles, this is going to be awesome for you. But what I love about it is it actually brightens the eyes as well. So if you want to use it on other parts of your face, you certainly can do that as well. So a lot of times people will put it through here, maybe around their nose. It does help with the red too a little bit. So I do use it if I have some rosacea popping out. And if you need more of this product, you can certainly apply more. What I love is that it's moisturizing. It's a little different than concealer. And speaking of concealer, let's talk about concealer. Concealer is one of those things that a little bit goes a long way. You can always add more concealer to your face, but taking it away is quite difficult. And this comes in the same type of wand. I actually use the back of my hand as a palette. I put the product on the hand and then dip my brush in it. So that way I can control how much I'm applying on my eye. And I'm doing that because I want more coverage. So if I want more coverage after the Under Eye Corrector, I could mix these two products together if I wanted to. Or what I'm doing right now, I'm just going in and adding some concealer to where I see like I need a little bit more help. And it's very common, ladies, you might have one eye that needs more help than the other. I felt like this eye right here gets a little bluer than this eye. So you can see the difference between the two eyes being corrected and concealed. I hope you can see that in this camera. And what I love about it is that it just makes me look like I'm awake and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So that is my favorite product of all time, is the under eye corrector. I feel like every woman needs this in their makeup bag, no matter what. And this is a great product for all skin types up until about bronze 100, 110. And then you would be switching over to our Mary Kay Light Bronze Concealer, which would do the same effect for you. So this is one color for all skin tones until you get into the lighter bronzes, and then we switch you over because we don't want you to look washed out. So I love these products. And yes, the concealers are matched to your skin tone. Let's talk a little bit about skin matching. One of the things I love so much about our products is that we can match you. And your consultant has access to our conversion charts. And what that means is if you have been using Mary Kay foundation for a long time and you want to try the CC cream now, she will be able to look up your foundation you're using and convert it to the right color in a different formula. So if you want to try something new, reach out to her and she can help you figure out what's best for your skin color. And she has me as a resource as well. What I also love too is we didn't talk about loose powder, and this is part of the giveaway tonight. So let's certainly talk about loose powder. I don't want to keep you on too long tonight. Loose powder would be the final step you would use in prepping your skin after you do all your makeup and your foundation. And, typically you're probably only selecting one foundation at a time, but in the event that you are maybe doing more than one foundation, the powder always goes on last. If you're using mineral powder as your foundation choice, you do not need to apply translucent powder over top of it. It will do all of the above that we're talking about right now. So translucent powder is great because what it does is it acts as it mattifies a little bit. It helps keep your makeup on longer. It preps your skin for now, the cheek color that you're going to be applying. And what I love so much about our translucent powder is after I correct and conceal under my eyes, I like taking a fluffy brush and you can use the Mary Kay All Over brush, and I love applying just a little bit of it under my eyes to set the makeup. And that's a great way to help your makeup stay in place, especially if you are a smile girl. If you smile a lot and you feel like you are getting some buildup of your makeup or it's not staying in place under your eyes, most likely that's because you smile a lot and there's a lot of moisture under here. So setting your makeup with some translucent powder, just dabbing it underneath the eye with one of your clean brushes will help set it and keep it from creasing. It will also keep it in place so when you smile, it doesn't go up into your eye area, which I love so much because this is also designed that you can use this on your entire face. So if you were to use it as your powder, you would use your all over powder brush and you would always go in a downward motion with your translucent powder because we all have peach fuzz on our face. And so when you apply powder, you want to make sure it goes in a downward motion so that the peach fuzz doesn't stand up in the light. So always go down. That's probably the only thing I'll tell you to go down your face with because I always tell you go up and away from gravity for everything else. But with your powder, always go down because you don't want to make those little peach fuzzes stand out. Now, I'm going to go backwards a little bit because I want to make sure I do address concealing. If you have any challenges with concealing imperfections on your actual skin, not just dark circles, you can see the difference. This is much better. You can see how the camera is backwards. You can see how this eye is darker, has the darker circles than this eye. This eye is the more corrected. So what I want to show you too is, yes, you absolutely can correct and conceal skin imperfections as well. And that's great to use the concealer with. And you would use the same brush that you were using for under your eyes. You would do this before your foundation. And let's say if you had any kind of like a sun spotter, for example, you would just tap the concealer on the spot to conceal it like this. And then you would apply your foundation over top of it. And if you feel like you need more coverage after your foundation, you can always go back over it and just apply a little bit more. Like right here, I feel like I look a little red. I can go ahead and add a little extra to the areas that I feel like need a little bit more concealing. But the key to concealer is less is more. You can always add more concealer to your areas, but taking away is hard. And we do have some other concealing products that would be beneficial to you. And you can certainly talk to your Mary Kay gal, and she will hook you up with all the details of the extra correcting and concealing options we have. These are my favorite. These are my go-to. I feel like these are the easiest for every woman to benefit from. And I feel like every woman definitely should have a great concealer. And the under eye corrector is essential to have. I promise your life will be changed with the under eye corrector in your purse. Who is watching tonight that can please tell people how much you love your under eye corrector? Because I know it's not just me. So I hope this was beneficial for you tonight. And one of the things I was going to address to you before we close is when it comes to choosing your foundation, you might still be thinking, well, how do I choose? Maybe you can't see your consultant in person. Here's a great resource. Let me show you this. Here's a great resource to help you find the correct shade of foundation. This is actually my Mary Kay website. So you can go to your Mary Kay consultant's website, and I'm just going to go ahead and go back here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move this so you can see it large. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and on my website, I'm going to go under Beauty Extras, and you can go to your Mary Kay sales consultant's website and do this. And I'm going to go where it says Games and Quizzes, Time-Wise 3D Foundation Shade Quiz Finder. Okay, I'm going to show you how this works real quick on myself, because we talked about undertones and picking your color. So I want you all to go home tonight and try this out on your consultant's website and let her know what it suggested, because this is also great education for her. So the first thing this is going to ask me is, tell me what range do I think is closest to my skin tone. Remember, we talked about ivory, beige, we talked about bronze, and then we talked about having in-between colors. And I had shared with you that I'm a lightest beige right now. Like, I'm a lighter beige. Even though I look really fair, and I still fall into a very light beige category. So I'm going to go ahead and select lightest beige. And I'm going to click next. And then it's going to ask me, do I want matte, shine free, or do I want luminous and glowing? I'm going to say matte because I have a little bit of a combination skin type. I don't want any extra shine to my skin. But if you want it luminous, you would choose luminous. And then it's going to ask me a couple questions about my skin. Number one, I burn or turn red easily, or my skin tone stays mostly the same all year round. No, that's not me. Sometimes I burn, but my skin tone deepens afterwards. Yes, if I were to go in the sun more frequently, my face would definitely get darker. And then the fourth one is I rarely burn. My skin tone deepens throughout the summer, and that would be the bronze skin type, or the warm skin type. So I'm choosing the middle one for myself right now. And also, when it comes to your foundation, keep in mind that we always have a saying in Mary Kay, we don't want to make it look like our body went to Florida and our face didn't follow. So we want to make sure we're blended, and we are blending from face to body. So what is my number one must-have foundation benefit? I'm going to say skin-loving, age-defying ingredients, because this girl does not want to age. So I'm going to find my match, and let me tell you, and I wear beige right now, beige neutral 150. Let's see what it is. Oh, there it goes. So I am wearing the right color foundation according to this. It's suggesting beige neutral 150. And then below it says, talk to your consultant about beige cool 140 and beige warm 160. So it goes ahead and gives 2 other suggestions to try when you are actually trying to, let's see, remove this. When you're trying to match your foundation on the foundation finder. This is a really great tool, a place to start. So that way, when we're all working virtually, we can actually help get you into the right color, because we want your skin to look flawless and perfect, and for you to feel beautiful inside and out. And it does start with what you do to your face, because when you look good, you feel good, right? You perform different. You perform better in your jobs. You're a better mom. And I don't know about you, when I walk by the mirror, I don't want to see this with no makeup on. I want to see myself put together. It makes me feel better. So I hope this information was valuable for you tonight. And of course, please comment that you've been joining us live. If you have any questions, please make the comments. I will certainly I will go through and answer your questions when we're finished. And I will also address any concerns that you may have after we get off the live stream. If you're catching this in replay, type replay. And of course, your name will go into the drawing as well. So you have an opportunity to be a part of the giveaway. And I just want to say thanks, ladies, so much for your time. Next week, I just want to make sure you all know next week's masterclass is going to be on Wednesday night instead of Thursday night. Mary Kay, we have a big function next Thursday night, our virtual seminar. So we're going to do this next Wednesday night instead of Thursday night, same time, but just mark your calendars for Wednesday night instead. And next week, we're going to actually take a break from the masterclass, and we are going to go over all the new fall products. And I'm going to give you a nice showcase of everything that's coming out and all the cool stuff that you're going to be able to dabble in. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you, ladies. Have a great night. And I look forward to hearing your questions. Thanks for watching.